It's day 9 at Roland Garros, and all of the big guns won in convincing fashion, apart from Jack Draper, who went out against Alexander Bublik of all players. And on the women's, we had a less of a shock, but still a shock. Boisson, the French girl, 22 years old. We don't know much about her. She's through to the quarterfinals, and we're going to speak all about it.
Day 9 in the books, that is right, and it's not a happy day if you are a Brit, because 2 Brits went crashing out on day 9. Cam Norrie was the expected player to exit, but Jack Draper, he was stunned, I would say, by an electric performance and a one-of-a-kind performance I've not seen before from Alex Bublik, who's sort of just turned on the afterburners after going a set down and came back and won in 4 sets. Probably the best match I've ever seen him play in his whole career, and everything went right for him today. It was drop shots, there was powerful forehands, he was around the court, quick feet. Don't know what he's been taking in his Weetabix this morning, but I needed some of it as well. So it was just an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, and he was so emotional after the match. You saw him on the floor, tears in his eyes, the best moment of his life, a bit of clay in his eye there as well. And everything come together for him. It was a fantastic performance. We know there's a good player in there. You wouldn't really think he's a clay courter. And some of the things what sort of stuck with me was when he was saying after the match how he doesn't feel like he can outdo a top player in the world through like outrunning them. The only way he can win is by outplaying them. He can't outrun these players, but what he can do is just hit better than them in the moment, and it has to be at the moment. It has to be quick. It has to be spontaneous, and I think that's the way he plays his game. Unorthodox, definitely. We've seen his serving and some of his trick shots and coming to the net when you're not expecting him to be there. Drop shots at different times, keeping your opponent guessing. But he had to play big, and that's the biggest thing about it, and that's what he did today. It was a very, very close match. I feel like Jack Draper didn't play his best. I feel like it was a subpar performance from him. But I thought he still played good enough tennis to beat a lot of other players. And a typical Bublik, he would have beaten. But this was a inspired Alexander Bublik, someone we've met a few times, who played the best match of his career. There's no two ways about it.
It was, yeah. Some of the shot making, the volleying as well from Bublik was all on point. Just in clutch moments, he was turning it on, which is something we haven't really seen from him in the past. He's sort of a player who just accepts the position that he is in the rankings. When he plays against certain players and he's losing, he sort of becomes a bit of the joker and the fool and starts doing silly tricks or hitting it with the handle rather than with the grip rather than the actual strings, silly things like that, when not taking it seriously enough, when this is what could actually happen if he does take it as seriously as he could. The level's always been in there. We've seen what he can produce, like especially even in exhibition tennis, in UTS. He has such agility and great shot making ability that to do that over the course of a 5-set match is something we've not really seen from him against the top player. This was for Draper. This was on paper an easy victory. I think most people probably saw it as.
It wasn't though.
They'd come onto court. He might have even taken Bublik a bit for granted. I think today came on, probably thought I can probably beat this. This is not going to be as hard as what he actually turned out to be. And Bublik's taken advantage, and I think the sets that he did win, he actually won them quite comfortably as well.
Yep.
The emotion from Bublik was actually nice to see, because we don't get to see that side of Bublik very often. The applause that they had, like it went on for about a minute or 2 minutes. They just kept on applauding. He was crying, and he said, "Yeah, best moment of his life."
The big moment was the fourth set. That was the decisive bit. There was break points for Jack Draper. I'm not sure if it's just the one or two of them. We thought he'd broken at one point, but it wasn't to be. And that was so pivotal because I feel if Jack Draper would have broken back and that would have maybe gone to a tie break, I think he could have taken it. And then in the fifth set, I think Jack Draper would have run away with it. So it was still on a knife edge. And that's why I keep emphasizing how close I felt like this match was. But Bublik fully deserved it because he didn't allow it to go to that fifth set. He got it over the line in the fourth. He was phenomenal in the third. And I think he's been now rewarded with the toughest test in tennis in Jannik Sinner. And I think he's going to be going out for sure. I just don't see him beating Jannik Sinner. Even if he plays like he did today, I don't think he can beat Jannik Sinner because what I've seen from Jannik Sinner is just nothing short of just amazing, really. And I keep saying it every week, every day, should I say, because we're on there daily. And people was telling me to calm down on my Sinner perfection video, speaking how highly I was of him. But just watching him again today against Rublev, I feel Alcaraz is in trouble too. I just think this is now Sinner's tournament to win. To lose, sorry.
Yeah. Bublik's definitely going to have to raise the level even yet again to get past someone like Sinner. Draper was tough. Sinner's going to be even more difficult. And in the post-match presser,
I think borderline impossible. Sorry, Ben. I was watching him today, and Rublev was hitting some good shots at times, and then his head completely went. And you saw it even during the beginning of the match. To be fair, there was times his head went down because he couldn't do anything. He hit a fantastic shot.
Rublev, though.
Rublev hit a fantastic backhand. It hit the corner of the line. And then Sinner managed to get there and whip one past.
Yeah,
it's just. I'm sorry, it's not normal. Like his defensive play is fantastic. He's so powerful. He's just the best player I've seen
in a long time.
Like he's just so good.
He can't beat Carlos Alcaraz for the last 4 times.
I think he is. I think he.
We never know. The one thing I was going to say, obviously, he's playing Bublik in the next round in the quarterfinals. Bublik in the post-match presser was posed a question, which is a very interesting one for tennis fans to hear a professional speak. And obviously, someone like a Bublik, who a lot of us watch him and think, is he really taking the sport seriously? What does he want to achieve in the sport? Does he really want to win anything? Does he really? And he actually gave a very honest answer, which I quite like about Bublik. He does speak quite honestly. And he said in this post-match presser, he said, he was asked, do you think you're like different to these other players? Like when you look at yourself and you look at them, and he said, I asked myself the same question, but the other way around. Like, are they just different? Because he said, I'm normal. He said, it's not normal for me to be Novak Djokovic's age and still playing once you've won all of these like crazy amount of tournaments, or the Jannik Sinner training, never sleeping, all of the things that you go into becoming that top. He said, I don't want to do all of that. He said, I want to, if I want to go and take training off and go and do something, I want to do that instead. He said, I'm just a normal guy. He said, and maybe I don't want to be the top of the sport, but I love tennis and I'm good at it. That's pretty much it.
And this is now the furthest he's ever gone in a Grand Slam.
Yep.
And he's had a career dating back to 2017. He reached the 4th round at Wimbledon in 23, a few third rounds here and there. He's been quite successful actually at Wimbledon, always getting to third round or further. French Open has got a 40% win record there, win percentage, and this is the furthest he's ever gone. Do I think he's going to get to a semi-final and beat Jannik Sinner? Not a chance in hell. Do I think anyone can beat Jannik Sinner? Not really, no.
Jannik Sinner, 72 is the number, and he's claimed his 72nd men's singles match win at a Grand Slam event, surpassing Fabio Fognini already for the most of any Italian in the Open era. He is the leader there, and you can see he's so young still, and he's already taken the lead. It's just ridiculous.
Can you just go on Sinner's head-to-head and scroll down? Because
I
feel like you just need to look at it for a bit.
Against two?
No, just everything. Just go on Sinner on Flash and just scroll down. Because it's something I've never. It's just unbelievable, really. So he lost in Rome in the final to Alcaraz. Then you have to go all the way back to Beijing, beginning of October. He lost to Alcaraz in 3 sets. Then you have to scroll for ages again. It's just ridiculous. He just doesn't lose, this kid. Lost to Rublev, which was a real surprise. Lost to Medvedev at Wimbledon. But he's not losing, is he? And something we've not spoken about, and I think with every round what passes, we're going to speak about it. Could he do the calendar slam, Ben?
Well, he has to get this one under his belt first. I mean, he's got one.
Will you talk about Sinner getting a calendar slam if he wins Roland Garros?
Yeah, you have to. It has to be on the radar, because you think grass would be better than being at Roland Garros. I think he just looks like a machine. It doesn't seem normal the way he's easily beating. Bear in mind, he's had 3 months. Everyone's not mentioning the fact he hasn't played tennis for 3 months anymore. That's not a talking point. We're quite clearly he's definitely as good, if not better, than when he went off the tour. It's scary, because now Bublik, he's going to do better than Rublev did, I think, because I think Bublik will just throw the kitchen sink and think, I'll try a drop shot, try an underarm, he'll throw loads of variety and see what works. And if none of it works, he'll just lose in straight sets like everyone else. Nothing lost. He tried his best. He's just not as good. And
I agree.
That's
Bublik's won. Bublik's won before he plays the match, because he's got the furthest he's ever been, beating Jack Draper. For me, his tournament has been and gone. I honestly think against Jannik Sinner, we're going to see him get crushed.
I think it's more dangerous for Sinner, the fact that Bublik might not care as much, because he just thinks this is ridiculous.
Mate, he's going to get crushed. I think it's going to be less than 7 games in total for Bublik.
I think we might be surprised. We're going to give our predictions anyway coming up.
So you're going to have Bublik taking a set?
Probably wins it. No, I'm straight. I doubt it. But we will come to our predictions anyway. Let's go and move on to one of the other matches that was played today. I know people are going to be like, you never talk about Zverev.
No, we're not going to. Let's move to the big stories, Ben.
Okay,
Boisson.
Okay, you go.
And apologies if we're saying this one wrong. Me and Ben don't have a clue who she is, so we don't know how to say her name. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit, because we do know the name and we have done some research before this episode. But if anyone is out there saying, I've been watching Louise Boisson for the last few years and we know what her skill sets are, you're lying. Not many people knew who she was coming into this tournament. I know she was injured last year. She was injured last year. That's why she couldn't play. I saw a photo of her with was it ACL?
Torn ACL.
This was her last year. I've seen her performance heading into this Roland Garros. She won a tournament in France.
ITF.
She's not played on the tour, so it's difficult to really judge her. But what we can judge her on is her performance today, because we all got to see it, and she beat Jess Pegula in 3 sets, which is not easy. Jess Pegula is someone who beats everyone lower ranked. She cleans up everyone else in the big tournaments who's ranked, I think, even sort of 50 or lower. But not today. She lost, and Boisson is only the 5th woman since 1990 to reach the quarterfinals at their first ever slam, after Angelica Galvaldan, Australian Open 1990, Capriati, Marrero, and Carla Suarez Navarro, Roland Garros 2008. So good list of players there, good list of clay quarters, of course. And it's great for her. she's been rewarded with a fantastic draw because next up she's got Mira Andreeva, one of the best players in the world, my champion.
Yeah, it's exciting because it's good for France as well, because they haven't had much to cheer about in these championships, but they do have this fairy tale story going on right now with, and I'm going to give my attempt. I think is it Lois Boisson? Yeah, I think that's right. It reminds me a little bit of poisson, which is fish, I believe,
Do you
in
know what
French.
Boisson means in French?
No, enlighten me.
It means beverage.
Oh, I think I'm warming to her already. If her surname was Bière, then I would like her even more. But yeah, I just think that this is what this tournament needed. Like every home tournament needs one player from that country to go deep.
I need a Boisson.
Exactly. In the morning, I need a croissant, and in the evening, I need a boisson. So I'm excited to see how she does against Andreeva. Andreeva's been looking so good, though. She's sort of cleaning up her matches with relative ease, and it may be one step too far for Boisson, I think. Beating Kasatkina in straight sets, Mira Andreeva. But never say never in this tournament. Is she the only person really who's caused the upset other than Bublik? We've just seen favourites winning everywhere, and Boisson's been sort of the underdog pick for every round so far.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you, Ben, is what is like your favourite part of Boisson's game? What do you think she really excels in?
Well, what doesn't she excel in? Grit, determination. How about you? What was your favourite part?
You've not watched much, or have you, Ben?
I've not watched much of it. I watched a bits of the Pegula match just because I thought that this one was actually just an absolute massive victory for her. But other than that, I haven't really watched her other matches from the other rounds. No, I've been a bit of a tennis snob, watching a lot more bigger players, and she snuck under the radar. I've sort of become something that I hated at the start of the podcast. We watched all the challengers. We knew all these players, JG, and now look at me talking about Yannick Sinner and Djokovic and just ignoring Boisson. She's due her moment today, so we will talk about Boisson and her amazing forehands all around the court.
Yeah, that's right. I think let's move over to the next one. And the next player to speak about is going to be Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
But we're not going to speak too much about the match because the match was won before a ball was hit. If anyone didn't think that Cam Norrie was going to bend over and just take Novak Djokovic's full force, then then I don't know what you've been. I don't know where you've been, because Novak Djokovic was always going to win this match convincingly, and that's exactly what he did. Cam Norrie did a typical Cam Norrie performance. He looked better in the tournament before. You was like, oh, he took a set. He was always going to just completely roll over in a Grand Slam to Novak Djokovic. Not much to speak about there. Not much to speak about with Zverev and Griekspoor, because Griekspoor was carrying an injury before the match and he's unable to continue. But what we can speak about is the next big match. And there's loads to speak about with it, because Novak Djokovic Zverev is fascinating.
Talk about his achievement, at least, JG. You're trying to gloss over it, almost like you don't want to talk about somebody winning so many matches at Roland Garros, because maybe he's getting close to Rafa these days.
I mean, Rafa's won as many titles as Djokovic wins.
He's won. It's his new favourite number. He just won 100 titles, and now he's won 100 Roland Garros matches. What's it going to be 100 of next? Can't wait to see. Maybe he gets a quarter of 100 Grand Slams. That would be nice.
Maybe he'll get 100 DMs from you after he's won, just saying, "Oh, Djokovic, I love you so much. Please reply to me."
He will. He'll get 100 new songs made by me about his victory if he wins this.
Talk to me, Ben. Djokovic Zverev.
Djokovic Zverev. Every round I've been hoping Zverev goes out, and that's just me being like a Djokovic fan. I don't have to worry about Draper Djokovic anymore. Now I'm worried about Zverev. Zverev is the biggest threat, I think, to all of the I'd say the big three now. It's Alcaraz, it's Sinner, it's Djokovic. Zverev's the biggest threat, and he's the only one who could potentially win out of or take it away from any of those three. I think right now I think he's the favourite, and that's the sad reality for Djokovic right now. Is even though he's been looking good and performing well, Zverev is younger, Zverev is fitter, Zverev probably has more agility than Djokovic right now, and Zverev had a dream. He's going to win this tournament.
Yeah, the dream's annoying because I have to keep thinking about it. But Djokovic has been playing well as well. I'm going to defend him.
Oh, you're on mute. Go back. Don't want to miss the praise for Djokovic. Oh no, he's gone mute. Just when we're about to hear JG praise Djokovic for the first time, his mic has cut off. But don't worry, he'll be back in a second. It's not. Don't worry. We'll pause for a second till he comes back. And we're back.
Maybe it's a sign, that they don't want me to say this good thing about Novak Djokovic. And since the delay, I forgot what I was going to say.
Ah, that's a shame. Well, Sasha Zverev, to not play a full match and be super fresh against Djokovic is the last thing I wanted, to be honest. Obviously, we saw what he did to Rafael Nadal last year. He just gave him a send-off, really, it just wasn't what Rafa needed. And Rafa could have probably gone a lot further in that tournament had he not had Zverev straight away. And Djokovic may suffer the same fate because Zverev, he's got the bit between his teeth, I think, this tournament. I think that he actually...
Djokovic has been playing well. That's what I was going to say. You need to defend him a little bit. He's not dropped a set. He's back to a good level, playing the best tennis he's played all year. So this Novak Djokovic is also the bookies' favourite to beat Zverev, and he's looking all right. Surely he's going to win, Ben.
It's big match. The main thing he has over Alex Zverev is big match mentality, and that is the one thing up there. He beats Zverev.
So he's not a better tennis player than him.
Physically, he's not at the same level as Zverev these days, but mentally. Technically, he is, yeah, of course. But physically, tennis is a physical sport, and if he was
a mental sport,
bit of both. But
I thought you famously said tennis is won 80% in the mind, 20% physically. So surely, with that logic, Djokovic is fine.
I think he could be fine.
Oh, he's already giving it away. Let us know in the comment section. How do you see this one going? It is a big talking point. Where do you want to go to next? And then I think we'll do some predictions.
Okay, I think that we just need to touch on, obviously, there's just been so many things going on today, but we should speak about, I think Coco Gauff needs a mention because what a performance that she put in. She just looks unstoppable. Like bageling Alexandrova, 7-5. She looks as confident as anybody. I think she has real belief this year that she's been there before. She's done it before. She's got to the final before, and she could win it this time. And she's into her 5th straight Roland Garros quarterfinal now.
Nice draw, though.
Not bad.
It's a nice draw. Come on, Ben. Let's just say it's a lovely draw for Coco Gauff. Nice for Mira Andreeva as well, being on the bottom half. The top side was completely stacked out. Yeah. And I feel Mira Andreeva and Coco Gauff had a lovely little ride to this point. And the tournament's going to begin very soon because I do expect to see them both in the semi-finals playing each other. And that is a big shootout. Because whoever wins that goes into a final and anything can happen in the final. Coco Gauff, though, the more experienced player out of her and Mira Andreeva. And she's done this consistently at Roland Garros. I think she's a very good clay court player and something we don't talk about too much.
Yep.
And someone who could win this tournament for sure. I kind of fancy her over an Iga. I think Saba's probably now my favourite. But beyond Saba, I'm edging between the winner of a Coco Gauff, Mira Andreeva to win this whole thing.
Oh, I mean... That would be amazing. Coco Gauff, if she was to win this event, I don't know. I can't put into words. I've got her as number 1 for the year, and it would be huge for my prediction if she was to win Roland Garros. So many points on offer, and she's going to have to beat She's going to have to beat Madison Keys to get through, and Madison Keys is undefeated at Grand Slams this
The best
year.
Grand Slam player of 2025.
Exactly.
No one's won as many Grand Slam matches as Madison Keys.
Not a bad draw as well, I have to say, for Madison Keys.
Good draw.
Saville, Balter, Kenin, and Baptiste to get to a quarterfinal. It's not that bad. I think it's pretty good. Kenin, she dropped a set to. That was the real tough one. And other than that, she's been plain sailing. Coco Gauff is completely a massive level change now on the clay courts. And Coco's double breadsticked eager this year on the clay. Not many players can say that. And she knows she can beat Saba mentally on a tennis court as well, Coco Gauff. And she's beating Kim Win-jung on a clay court as well this year. So she does have a lot of positives going for her, Coco Gauff. But she doesn't want to get too ahead of herself, because if you look too far ahead, Madison Keys might catch you out, because she does have that new racket, and she hasn't lost since she got slammed since she got that new racket. She's not like Tsitsipas.
Right, let's get into the predictions. So the first men's match is Musetti TFO. Right. Obviously, correct winner and score is 3 points. The correct winner only is 1 point. Historically, over the years, I think I beat you on every single one of these quarterfinal prediction videos, men's and women's.
Never.
I don't think you've come close, to be fair. So let's see if you can change and turn your luck around. Luckily, all of these are recorded, so people can go back and verify that what I'm saying is 100% correct.
100%. Yeah, please go back and check all of them. I'd like to know in the comments. Right, so we're going to start off with the men's. We're starting off with Musetti versus Tiafoe. Tiafoe not dropped a set yet. Musetti looks better than ever. He stopped complaining, so that's why he's doing better, apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to have Musetti to win in straight sets. Are you going to type?
Okay. I'll type, yeah, don't worry. I've got it. So you're going...
I'm not going to share the spreadsheet.
Oh, I'm just going to type it in. I think that's fine, isn't it?
People want to see the spreadsheet. They love the spreadsheet.
Mate, they don't want to see Excel, I'm sure. Do they really?
Let us know in the live chat, guys. Do you want to see the Excel?
I mean...
Oh, we're not live.
It's a little bit basic. Here we go. So you've got that.
I made this. I did all the everything.
And you've got 3 love. Right, okay. I'm going to go Musetti, but I'm going to go Musetti in 4. I think TFO hasn't...
Saw that one online earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
The Big Three.
You're always watching Gil Gross.
Twitter. Put that
I'd say always go over to Gil Gross as well to see his predictions, to see if they mirror JG's. I feel that he gets a lot of inspiration from somewhere.
Mate, right. He must be copying me then.
Probably. Right, so the next one we're going to go with is Alcaraz versus Tommy Paul.
You can go first.
I can go first on this one. Okay, brilliant. I'm going to be going Alcaraz to win. I'm also going to go in 4 as well.
Okay, I'll have Alcaraz in 3.
Thought so. Right, Alcaraz in 3. Same story on all of these. Right, let's move up one. Save that till last. We'll go Bublik versus Sinner.
I think I'm going to go first. I'm going to have Jannik Sinner in 3.
Jannik Sinner in 3. Right, we're going... right, I need to put it in my one then. That was always...
And Bublik to get less than 7 games. I'll get a bonus point.
I'm going to go for Sinner in 4. This is the same thing. I feel like do we even need to predict these anymore? We're just doing the same thing on each one. I think Bublik might grab a set just from being outrageous in one of the sets.
He's honestly got no chance. I'll have a side bet with you that won't happen. Jannik Sinner will demolish him. He's just simply too good.
Right. On to the big one. This is what everybody came to see. Novak Djokovic versus Sasha Zverev. Djokovic, the slight favourite. He's the number 6 seed. He's up against last year's finalist, the guy who destroyed Rafael Nadal and his legacy in the first round. Is he going to destroy Djokovic? JG.
You can go first.
I'm going for the big man. I reckon Novak defeats Sasha Zverev, but I don't think he can do it in any less than 5 sets.
Well, we agree on something. Because I do think it's going to go to 5 sets, but I'm going to have Sasha Zverev winning in 5.
No, we do not want that. Let us know in the comment section who you have gone for. Right, we'll move on to the women's now. Let's have a little look at this. Who are we going to go with first? I think we should start off with Boisson. As it's her episode, we should start with her.
Mira Andreeva in straight sets. And that's my champion to win the whole thing. I think she'll be all right against Boisson.
Okay.
Looks a bit like Sakari, do you not think?
Yeah, a little bit from that angle. I would
From
agree
that
with
photo.
that. Yeah. So, okay. So we got Andreeva to love. I'm going exactly the same. I think Mira Andreeva far too good.
Ooh.
I think that's where it comes to an end for Boisson, sadly. Next matchup we're going to go to is Coco Gauff versus Madison Keys. I'll go first. I'm going to go Coco Gauff defeats Madison Keys, and I think she does it in straight sets.
I'm also going Coco in straights.
Oh, there's a lot of agreement on the women's side. Let's move to the next one. Save that one to last. There's always one, isn't there? You got to save to last. Svitolina versus Iga. Oh, exciting. Has Svitolina got enough in the tank? Has she got enough fight to get past the likes of the 4-time champion?
I'm going to have Svitolina in 3.
Whoa, that is massive. Svitolina in 3. I'm going Iga in 3. I think Svitolina will win a set in this match, but I think Iga's proved to me, like in the Rybakina match, she will come back and she will win. So, on to the last one. Here we go. Sabalenka versus Kim Win-jung, the destroyer versus the gold medalist.
I'm going to have Sabalenka in 3.
Sabalenka in 3. And I'm going to be going the Queen, Kim Win-jung, to win also in 3 sets.
Well, there we go. You've heard our predictions for the quarterfinals at Roland Garros. Let us know yours in the comment section. What did you make of some of our points and views throughout the episode? And if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you tomorrow for another day's action in Paris.
Come on, the quarterfinals are here. Come on.